so much to our friends at Affinity.
Thank you so much for that. Bye.
Well, welcome to the Affinity Intercultural Foundation's lecture series. I'm Emeritus Professor Alan Knight, a member of the Affinity Advisory Board. I'd like to begin by respectfully acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation as the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we stand. We pay our respects to their elders, both past and present. Welcome to everybody. For those of you attending the Affinity event for the first time, allow me to briefly introduce you to this organisation. Affinity was formed by a group of young Australian Muslims in 2000 and incorporated in 2001. Their aim is to promote multiculturalism and foster intercultural and interfaith dialogue by building bridges between different parts of society. That's why they organise events like this one. Since its inception, Affinity has organised international study tours, academic conferences, cultural exhibitions, Ramadan iftar dinners, and government-sponsored projects. Saturday barbecues, Sunday brekkies, and in their spare time, the International Festival of Language and Culture, which is fantastic, among other activities. Each event provides ample networking opportunities, so the circle of Affinity supporters grows each time and helps Affinity work in partnership with segments of society. Now, today's program is a particularly interesting one. Our keynote speaker is Michele Fonseca from the ABC, and she'll talk about the ABC of diversity. Now, I should confess here that I first applied for a job as a cadet in ABC News when I graduated from night school in 1969. I applied again when I was a first-year student in 1970 at the University of Queensland, and when I was editor of the student newspaper. I never got an interview. When I was a first-year journalist at Queensland newspapers, I finally did get an interview, and I thought I was doing okay, until the manager leaned over to me and said, "Of course, you realise you have a speech impediment, don't you?" And I think what he meant was I had a working-class accent, but I survived and went back and joined the ABC in 1980 and had 10 good years there, which is why, and the organisation has made a lot of efforts since then to actually broaden its base and make it much more open to the community. So, particular welcome to Michele. Our facilitator today is Jim Longley, and I will very briefly introduce Jim. Jim Longley is Deputy Secretary of the Ageing, Disability and Home Care New South Wales Department of Family and Community Services. He's a former bank executive and has been in the industry for 18 years. He's also the former Member of Parliament who served as the member for Pitt in the New South Wales Legislative Assembly from 86 to 96. During his tenure in the Assembly, he was Minister for Community Services, Minister for Aboriginal Affairs and Minister on Ageing. He has held a number of CEO titles and served on the boards of a number of organisations, but I will not go into more detail as his portfolio is quite extensive and I've already run out of breath. Jim lives on the northern beaches of Sydney with his wife and 2 children and enjoys swimming, tennis and reading music. Welcome, Jim, please.